Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hi everybody, I'm Duffy Duck here.
And I'm Chip here, and we're of course from the Maxi Toys.
Welcome back to more of Let's Play of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Nintendo Wii.
So last time we actually claimed ourselves a trophy of Universal Circuit, and we seem to have done it really good. Well, at least except at the end of Dream Fencing, but at least I'll give Blaze the Cat credit to actually think that she's actually doing pretty well though.
So today, we're about to begin the final circuit in the entire game, at least the main circuits department. Here we have Big Bang Circuit, and just like the ones in Universal Circuit, we're gonna come across into 3 dream events. Well, the only one exception, which was Dream Table Tennis, because we're pretty much done with that. So instead, it's been replaced by Dream Platform. In addition to that, we actually have ourselves 2 regular events, like Table Tennis Singles and 4x100 meter relay. So we did usually play 4x100 meter relay before, but this time we're going to be doing at the end. So as promised, we're going to be using the final character in the lineup is Blaze the Cat, and also the final Sonic character we'll be playing as. And also she's all-around character, just like Amy, Mario, and Luigi. So here we go, on to the 3rd time in a row in this little particular Masters class in general. We're about to begin Dream Race. So yeah, so let's go ahead and use our special token right here. So let's get started. So here we have the competitors are Yoshi, Wario, and Sonic as computer opponents, but we'll be using Blaze the Cat. So I kind of like Blaze the Cat actually. She's a pretty cool introduction since Sonic Rush. So yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and just dodge as many obstacles as we possibly can, and then hopefully we should just give it a bit of an item boosting. So at least the only item we're not hoping for, it was the Chaos Emerald, which causes a lightning and all that kinds of stuff, which at least for some computer opponents seems to try to actually obtain from its stuff. So you're doing pretty well there. Yep, in fact we got ourselves a superstar right, or the Starman right here, and a speed boost right here. Oh god, a lightning. Now I believe for the lightning, as far as the Chaos Emerald is concerned, that I'm pretty sure it might actually act out the exact same item effect, like trying to temporarily slow down these opponents, which I'm presuming that's what this is. But oh great, we got hypnotized by a boo. Or distracted by a boo. Oh god, it looks like Yoshi's trying to catch up. So yeah, we're pretty much at the final main circuit of the game, as I already mentioned. But there's actually there's also another circuit which is actually quite optional. Oh, we got a Super Mouse Starman. Oh my god, another one. Jeez, another one. And another. Oh jeez, man. We're getting Starmans 4 combos in a row. So I guess this means we get ourselves a flawless race victory. Yeah, quite clever actually, or quite lucky for that department. I gotta say that much. So anyway, now that's it for Dream Race. And then if you actually play as all of the main characters, meaning 8 Mario characters and 8 Sonic characters, when you play as 16 characters in total, you get yourselves a cooperative emblem, which that requires you to actually play as all the characters in the game. So yeah. Now we're about to begin the 2nd time in Dream Fencing, so at least in Masters class anyway, so let's get to it. At least we're hoping we can actually win this time around, because we actually got pretty close at the end of the finals, because even then, you know, Blaze the Cat though, she's doing really good, as far as the computer opponents, as far as the entire strategy. And it looks like we're about to compete against both Sonic, since very similar to how it does in the boss battle from Sonic Rush. That I think it was actually Deadline. I think that's what that the 7th zone in Sonic Rush is called. Deadline. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Deadline entirely, because even then I know about Sonic Rush, but I haven't played it since then. But I need to get back into that at some point. But But maybe at some point in the future, perhaps they might actually reveal that in the Nintendo Wii U's Virtual Console at some point soon. Until when it actually reveals the Sonic Advance trilogy, I think. I'm not exactly sure when. But anyway, either way, we've now made it to the finals, so we're actually going to compete against with Yoshi! Alright, here we go. Alex. Uh-oh. We got to a bit of a temporarily stunned start. So, yeah, I guess there's not much else we could actually explain, but yeah, that's all I can just mouse anyway, because even then, we're pretty much almost done with this playthrough, so that until after this, uh-oh, I completely forgot about Yoshi's tongue attack. But anyway, so let's go ahead and temporarily just use the special attack so that actually deals Yoshi some damage. Oh, it looks like he was trying to actually do this attack quickly, so we have to stand back and pray once again so that we can actually... Oh, sorry Yoshi, but you lost, but we're just gonna have to win this no matter what. And plus, this is the final circuit in the entire game, so that we can actually figure out... We will actually try our best to actually just become first place in any event. So now we actually got ourselves 30 points as opposed to, well, second and third place points. And now we'll move on to Dream Platform for a second time in this class. So, again, one of my favorite Dream events of the entire game, because again, it referenced me for, it kind of reminds me of Knuckles Chaotix's bonus stages. But anyway, the only difference is here is that you can't just use the, although you can use the analog sticks in order to move around, but you're not collecting, like, rings or just exit out the level. Instead, you're just gonna have to get some points. So, yeah, you know. Alright, so let's go ahead and just dodge every single obstacles, mainly blocks, for instance, and, including some egg flappers as well. So, hopefully, we should be able to get this thing, just get this thing no problem, without any sort of mistakes or what have you. So, yeah, I guess a few things we want to mention about certain things is that, recently we got ourselves a new DVD with us, which was called Zootropolis, or Zootopia, if you guys lived in North America. And for what I've watched it, it was actually a lot of fun. Like, probably the best Disney animated film since Frozen, in my opinion, just because, although I don't mind Big Hero 6, it's just that it's not like, although I don't mind about it, but at the same time, although, granted though, Chip, because Big Hero 6 has that on the Kingdom Hearts 3 world as a part of that. Oh, darn it, we subtract 500 points. But yeah, if you somehow break, if you get hit by the brick blocks, you'll lose points, so just be very careful and cautious. But yeah, you can actually just use the Wiimote to actually tilt upward and then tilt it downward so that you can actually just like get some air time, and then you can actually change the direction whenever you wanted to, and then or you can just temporarily slow it down. But anyway, but at least we'll take first place though still, so well, that's actually quite a lot of points though compared to Sonic's and Mario's and Yoshi's.
Victory is mine.
Victory is yours, darling. I don't know why I say that, but anyway, so we usually got 40 points. So now we move on to the actual Olympic events, like table tennis first. Yeah, table tennis. It's weird that how they actually going to be incorporated the table tennis as the part of the final circuit, but I think it's mostly because of they're trying to anticipate for tournaments and all that. Alright, so let's go ahead and just compete against with Yoshi in the table tennis match. So hopefully though, we won't miss any of these shots or hits or swings compared to the ones in like. Although, granted though, that in Amy's version of this is that when we actually did play this event with Amy, that we actually got ourselves a flawless victory at the end during the finals. But we don't have to worry about getting the emblem again because we already obtained that. So anyway, so yeah, whenever I first saw Zootropolis or Zootopia, I actually really liked it. Like probably one of the probably my second favorite Disney animated probably my favorite animated classic in 2000 animated films in 2016 so far. of course, the one of our coolest shoot, we actually just timed it too early. Anyway, so we did see the Jungle Book, and I found it's really, really good for a 2016 film. And then, although technically it's a live-action version rather than just the animated version, so technically that Zootopia was actually probably one of my favorite animated films in 2016 so far. But at least until we'll be actually getting to tomorrow, at least in UK anyway, whilst in USA version, did already release that during a couple of moments ago. Oh, come on. I found myself just thinking about that, if the ping pong ball just actually just didn't hit the table, but it turns out it did. So anywho, at least we're actually pretty excited for tomorrow, not to mention that after this playthrough is going to be ended during tomorrow at some point, that we'd like to tackle through 3 circuits sometime, that tomorrow, Finding Dory, at least in UK anyway, will be released tomorrow, so that will be pretty exciting if you want to actually see it on the theaters. Because after all, that we actually did manage to get ourselves Finding Nemo for DVD, which is a good thing too, because we'd like to do a little retrospective here, so that we'll actually watch that film tonight, and then to understand what the film was going to take place in. But granted though, I think most of the North American people out there already saw this at this point. So but what I've heard of it, it was actually pretty impressive for the film at standpoints. So anyway, so yeah, we can't wait to looking forward to seeing that, and perhaps maybe some other toys may actually just trying to discuss that eventually, and well, not just particularly right now, but until later on when it gets to the point in our own time for 30th of July, which is the day I will about to see that film. So anyway, now we're about to compete against with Wario. Greedy Wario, that little grin. Trying to make me think that that he just constantly saying, "Oh, I missed" at the Mario Party 1 and 2. Well, except in Mario Party 1's Japanese version, because he says like, "Oh my god." But that's just how it is anyway. I've heard for a lot of like fans out there for Wario's "Do I Miss" is that they just really wish that they'd like to have "Do I Miss" dialogue come back, which that's pretty understandable because that was quite easily beat the funniest line in the entire Mario Party franchise. Well, at least Mario Party 1 English version and Mario Party 2. Shame is it did took it out in Mario Party 3. But somehow that Peach does technically say that in Mario Party 4 and Mario Party 5 included. But all she just said, she said, "Oh, I missed," rather than just "Oh, I missed." So I think I might as well clear that out. What? Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Why does that ping pong doesn't seem to actually just, you know, go to the either of these sides? But I'm guessing because we just actually twisted the wheel modes in a different direction for adjustment of hitting. And of course it is, although, never mind. So yeah, for this event right here, it kind of reminds me of something related to, also from well, there's also a... What am I supposed to say? Yeah, I apologize for the lack of dialogue, folks. It's just basically the our dialogue is a bit messed up at one point. But anyway, I'll just have to speak it for again. That was definitely out because that ping pong never seemed to hit a table. So yeah, for this event, also a reference to me anyway, it kind of reminds me like I was playing Mario Party 8 extra mini games whenever you played table tennis mini game. It kind of reminds me of that, but I think for this control scheme of this, it's a bit better. But because of the table tennis in Mario Party 8, it kind of feels a bit too weird at points though. But anyway, alright, match point. Let's see how we can actually get ourselves an ultimate victory. I highly doubt it we can actually get ourselves a flawless victory for this circuit because so far that we actually doing pretty damn well in these previous events, including this one. Yeah, I'm quite impressed about that actually because
even then though, that Blaze was actually a all-around character, same thing as it does it for Mario, Luigi, and Amy, as I previously mentioned. So now we got 50 points, and we only got one more event to deal with, such as 4x 100 meter relay for the second time in this circuit, and probably the final time. So here we go, the final round in Big Bang Circuit, and also final round of the entire game circuit-wise. So here we go. And I'm pretty sure every single opponent actually uses a special token. So here we have Shadow, Bowser, and Amy. Almost all the Sonic characters, well, except Bowser for Mario.
Time to do this.
So here's Blaze the Cat. She was in lane 1. She was at the very start of the track. So let's get started. Let's hopefully end things off from this point right here. This is the point I have to constantly whack in a Wiimote and nunchuck at the same time. Yeah, while Chip is gonna do that, I'll just have to commentate on certain things. Oh, are you kidding me? How come I go to bed? I think it's mostly because you're just too late. Come on, this could be great. Thank you. Thank you for giving me great. Yeah, I think the Wiimote and nunchuck combination for this event is definitely the best idea. Well, except for 400 meters and 400 meters hurdles, because oh my goodness, their heart meter drains a lot. I'm pretty sure that we're pretty much done with Big Bang Circuit entirely. So yeah, pretty cool actually. Because first things first though, we actually reached up to 60 points, which is the maximum points of scoring points in Masters class. So that, yeah, just want to mention that out, that Masters class, assuming if you actually use their special token to begin with, that your maximum points will get up to 60. So we'll talk more on that during the next video. So the award ceremony for Big Bang Circuit, we have
I get you next time.
Wario, he's in 3rd place.
Just made it.
Sonic, he's in 2nd place.
My skills are superior.
And Blaze the Cat claims the Big Bang Trophy, and she's in 1st place. Now, this is what happens if you actually claim yourselves a Big Bang Trophy, and also when you came 1st place on that particular circuit, you get yourselves a very special ending. However, if you come 2nd or 3rd place, you won't get a special ending. So, yeah, there's this special ending in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Congratulations!
And plus, as a result for that special reply to your announcer, we pretty much dominated with that circuit. So how about that? Or even then, that was pretty tight though. So yeah, and after that little sequence, we get ourselves a staff credits, which in this variation of staff credits, is the fact that it did show off the depending on what character you'll be using in the Big Bang Circuit, that it did actually oh crap. Sorry for that little sound effects going on, folks. It's just basically we just feel clumsy today. But anyway, even then though, we did actually feel really tired nonetheless. So anyway, so overall, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Nintendo Wii anyway, that actually, this is actually a good start for me for the Olympic Games series for Mario and Sonic department, because although a lot of people seem to actually be criticized for actually think that they're originally going to make ourselves a Mario and Sonic go on an adventure for a platformer, but it turns out it is going to change into an Olympic minigame type of combination or compilation. So yeah, and as you can tell, that if you can see for those picture frames, it actually shows the depending on the playable characters you'll be using, that it did actually show off the some brief photos of how you did well in the final few events in Big Bang Circuit mostly. So mostly for Dream Race, Dream Fencing, Dream Platform, singles table tennis, and lastly 4x100 meter relay. So yeah, that's actually pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's all I can mention. So yeah, overall it's actually a really fun game. I really do enjoy it. I have myself found myself just about to replay this game again. Because even then though, unfortunately though, that after we're actually trying to do this incarnation of this playthrough, that we're gonna have to restart the whole game again because I think our file selection screen actually got corrupted by some random decisions, which that's obviously is a kind of a bit of a misunderstanding. So yeah, and then the graphics itself looks really good for the Nintendo Wii game, especially consists of like even then though that this game did actually came out in 2007. And yes, this game also being released on the Nintendo DS about back in February 2008. And then yeah, until at this point and onwards is that until the latest installments they actually bring up some new stuff to the table, like new playable characters starting from the Olympic Winter Games, and also it managed to include some new stuff like some of the well, new dream events, and it actually takes place in the Mario and Sonic places rather than just a desert or holiday tropical settings on the entire environment. But yeah, as for that point and onwards, well, except for Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, because every now and then they did sort of like removed the dream event system, although it does have a dual modes or the dual variations of those types of events. But I don't really mind about it too much though, to be honest with you. So yeah, there are some negative things I can think about this game, such as the fact that some of these events I'm not exactly good at it, like well, take for instance long jump and triple jump and possibly javelin throw, if I would like to point that out, because you have to constantly just flicking the Wiimote upwards so that if your swing is good or not. And then sometimes they may think that it was actually really bad, and then other times though it might be pretty great or perfect, but sometimes it's really luck based, that is. And also I'm not exactly overly keen on vault, and because vault is actually quite difficult to pull off. And also I kind of like hated the 400 meter hurdles just because you're gonna have to use the 400 meter heart system, including the hurdles that you need to jump over, and then I think that's all I can I could say. So apart from those negatives, side of things, that a pretty fun start for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games franchise. But then eventually, when it gets to Olympic Winter Games, which takes place during Vancouver 2010. That again, that it'll add some more of content than the ones in this variation of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. It's weird though how every time when the new Olympic Games is about to start in reality, that it'll actually constantly or constantly releasing Mario and Sonic game in just all at the same time. Yeah, which I found was really odd. So for our overall score on that, although we'll actually just not to end things off here, because even then though we only have one last thing left to do, which we'll actually save up until the next video. So yeah, thank you for playing. Yeah, thank you message for actually just to tell us to do so. So how about that? So yeah, before we end things off here, although we'll actually give this game a 8 out of 10 in my honest opinion, although some of the critics may actually criticize for the motion controls and all that. But anyway though, so before we end things off here, we're just gonna have a brief look at these trophies that we've actually obtained from. And we're pretty sure we got all the trophies in beginner's class, and we got all the trophies in advanced class, and then we're pretty sure that we actually got all the trophies in master's class. So our grand total are 16 trophies in the entire game. So yeah, that's all I can say about this here. So anyway, so that will actually wrap things up here. So next time on Let's Play Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, we're about to be tackling the extra circuit in the game, such as free circuits. So see you guys next time. Later fellas, see you then.